Hello, welcome to the first ever 25th episode of Whoniverse and Whoniverse. Here with me, Jamie.
And me, Lewis.
Dum de 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 I think I just did casualty on the top of Doctor Who.
I think you were taking full creative license on that there. I don't know whether the listeners are going to appreciate that.
Speaking of theme songs in the podcast, was there anything missing from last week's episode?
Wait, we did the podcast theme song.
No, you didn't.
How didn't we?
So you know the theme song?
Yeah.
You didn't do it.
Did we not?
No.
Nice. I didn't realise at all.
Brian realised. I put a message. We have like a little Facebook Messenger group. It's just 3 of us. It's hardly a group. And I say, I was listening to the podcast. Well done, guys, but it's missing something. And then Brian sends a GIF or a GIF, depending on depending on how much of a narcissistic a-hole you are. Said, missing the theme song. Some sort of clip from How I Met Your Mother. And Lewis is just like, huh? What did you miss? Not getting the message. You missed the bloody theme song.
The
only episode of the podcast. I was actually so tempted to just edit it and do it myself. Well, and I thought
you didn't edit it at all. You put it on as was. I thought that you would edit a few things out. You know, like my impression of you, for instance, was.
Yeah, we'll come on to that a bit later on. So. Bit of news. I'm a father now.
Woohoo! Congratulations!
Yeah, little boy, little time lord. Proud father.
Mm-hmm. His
going home outfit was actually Doctor Who outfit.
Yeah, sorry, it was cool. He had a Dalek outfit as well. That was
it was nice. Dalek was that's the vest it was wearing underneath the main outfit, which had a Dalek on it.
The body.
Yeah. And then the baby girl had like a little like a TARDIS on it.
Excellent.
And then the babe was just covered in TARDISes, which it threw upon. There's a hat as well, but the hat's too big for him.
Babies do that a lot. They like to throw up. Well, good luck, Jamie. Good luck.
Thank you. He doesn't really throw up so much on me. I aiming at other people. So we did have a poll.
We did, yeah. I mean, was there any point in having this poll, though? I mean,
we knew the answer already.
Exactly.
Well, to be fair, second place was where I was most curious.
This has got to be the biggest landslide in
the history.
In the history of the show.
So what is the best Doctor Who spin-off?
Well, kind of obvious. Looking at this,
Torchwood.
It's definitely Torchwood.
Yes,
a resounding 70% of the vote went to Torchwood.
Yeah,
I think me and Brian actually discussed how this would go, and it kind of just turned out exactly as we discussed it.
Yeah, it largely wasn't helped by the person who posted the poll. We'll come to that in a moment. So the Sarah Jane Adventures got 17%.
Was that you not putting any question, just putting the
No. So I've hired, I don't pay him, a social media manager. Basically, when the podcast, so I record it, I edit it, I pop it online, and I send the poll. I text him the poll question. He knows every Monday morning that the podcast is live to tweet it. Well, so it's 2 jobs. I mess one of them up. We'll come to that in a moment. Sarah Jane Adventures, 17%. Class with 9%. Not a lot of love for Class.
No, it got more love than I thought it would.
K9. But now this has to be the lowest.
Brian explained to me why K9 was so low. It's K9 and Company that we were doing. It's 1 episode.
No, it was a series.
Was there a series?
It was a series.
Brian seems to think there was only ever 1 episode aired.
Brian's not really a Who story, then, is he?
Okay.
He got 4%. I think that's the lowest score we've ever had on a poll.
Is it? No, surely not. I'm sure we've had lower than that.
But what I'm thinking is, when we come to the end of the year and we'll do like a
poll history. Yeah.
We'll do like a poll history. Hits. We'll do like a final countdown of Whoniverse and Hogwash scores and stuff.
Final countdown.
Doctor Who and Whoniverse Hogwash. New theme song. So, because of how my friend, who doesn't want to be named, by the way, don't blame him. So basically, he said, "Oh, sorry about the poll is a little bit late. here are the answers. You know, here are your
options.
Yeah. And I said to her, "Where's the question?"
Yeah.
Like, so we're just selecting the one they've heard of.
The question hidden in plain sight.
Yeah. So it makes me wonder how
Doctor Who.
It makes me wonder how authentic this poll is, just based on how it was posted. So we might actually do this one again later on in the time, when it's posted properly.
To be fair, I think we got the I think we got the correct answer the first time. I don't think there's I think that the question was blatantly obvious. You know, like which one of these is the best.
No, unfortunately, because of the way the tweet was posted, we didn't get that many answers. That many comments on the actual Twitter sphere. So thankfully, yours faithfully created an email address for the show. Lewis,
do you want
to read out the email address?
Oh yeah, our email address. If anybody wants to send questions for any one of us as the presenters, or just general questions about Doctor Who,
or comments on the polls. You don't have to vote, but you can send in your answers really on how you feel like the poll should go.
Or if we haven't included something in the poll that you really think we should have done, then send us an email as to why we should have included it and how stupid we are for not including it.
God knows we get a lot of those messages.
the email is thewhovianshow@gmail.com. That's thewhovianshow@gmail.com, all one word.
Really? Are you sure that's the email address?
Oh, the Whoniverse. Sorry, guys.
The Whoniverse show.
The Whoniverse show
@gmail.com. Thanks, Lewis.
No worries.
Just like the mate who did the poll. You had one job.
You really shouldn't trust me.
So
with anything.
let's make it extra clear to the listeners, because I've got two different email addresses.
So it's the Whoniverse show@gmail.com. That's the Whoniverse show@gmail.com.
That's WHONIVERSE. I'm sure you know how to spell the. That's THE, and show, which is SHOW. I mean, my audience, I don't entertain idiots. So we did get some emails surrounding the poll. They're a lot more wordy than usual, but emails generally are.
Yeah.
So, can you do Welsh?
I don't know. I don't think I can. I
can do Welsh.
What we should do? No, Jamie, don't do it again.
So we got our first email from Sean. I'm
really sorry, Wales. I'm really sorry about this. Jamie, you're alienating the Welsh.
How do you feel about that comment?
I feel that we are going to get killed by a bunch of Welshmen.
You know what? I've been practicing my Stallone.
Okay.
You idiot! I'm gonna fight you. Basically, if you touch your tongue to your lower lip and keep it there,
that's Stallone.
You miss all the correct vowels and everything. You miss all the correct vowels and everything.
Okay.
I'm Sylvester Stallone. I'm not Rocky. I'm the strongest man.
So basically, we need one of my friends to come on the show because she does a banging Welsh accent. She's probably going to listen to this when it goes live on Sunday.
And what's her name?
Name's Han.
Han?
Yes.
So.
No, Han. Actually, she recently. Well, I say recently. She changed her name to Faith Hathaway. So, hello, Faith.
I don't like a new name. Can I just call her Han?
Hannibal the Cannibal.
No, Han Solo.
That was literally her name.
Han Solo.
Okay, so going forward, Welsh.
Sean Cotton.
Let's try a Welsh accent. Is that Welsh enough for you? No, that's crap.
It's better than a lot of
I feel it goes without saying, being from Wales and a home of Doctor Who, that I'm going to say Torchwood. The show is like Doctor Who's edgy dark cousin. I sometimes wish they would incorporate both Doctor Who and Torchwood into one super show, though I guess That will never happen now.
That was actually really good.
Was it okay?
I was actually quite impressed with that.
I don't know. Like, Han would.
Having been to Wales once, and my only other introduction to Wales being Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah. I'm from Barry, you see.
Just ask me what's occurring.
What's occurring, Jamie?
Oh, that's really good. So, you know what? Sean Cotton does make a very good point.
He does, yeah. It would have.
Doctor Who and Torchwood merging into. Yeah. It's weird that we've got all these spin-off shows and we never thought to do like deep crossovers. You know, in the CW universe. I don't know if you follow that. Arrow, Flash.
I've seen a few things. Yeah.
Well, every year we do a massive. All 5 of the shows cross over into one show, and it's always amazing.
I was watching. What's the one? The time travel one. The Legends of Tomorrow. And that's one of their universe.
That's one of my favourite ones.
The problem I find with those
probably my favourite time travel show outside of Doctor Who.
The problem I find with those crossover shows are if you do not watch the rest of the shows, which like I was watching Legends of Tomorrow because I love time travel. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love things to do with time travel. The reason I watch Doctor Who. It's the reason why I watched many different shows. Then it sort of destroys that episode for you because you have to watch the rest of the shows. You have to watch the episode from the rest of the shows. Yeah,
because we refer to a lot, like, Kid Flash, and they start talking about something that happened but you never saw, like you lose all context. That's one of the reasons why I started watching. Because I watched all 5 shows, but it was hard to keep up to date with them, and watching them in the correct order as well. Yeah,
exactly, because they would have like a pre broadcast. This is number 1. This is number 2, and you could look that up online. Sure, however, I didn't want to watch all the rest of the shows. I wanted to watch show that
Arrow
I wanted
is
to watch.
Really good. That's probably my favourite out of them all.
Yeah.
Flash is very samey. It's every season. It's what new fast character can come along now. Are you okay, Lewis?
Yeah.
You look really confused. So we got another comment from Amira Hollanday.
We don't know where she's from though, because it doesn't say.
Well, Amir's the boy's name for starters. So.
Oh, Amir. Okay, sorry, Amir. Apologies. Alright.
Just get Welsh again.
Welsh again?
Yeah. Well, I honestly want to do an Asian, but
I don't know.
Dangerous territory.
I don't really know if I
can be quite sensitive, can't they? You never get a Welshman banging on the door saying, "You took the piss out of my accent."
Hey, you took the Mickey out of my accent. No,
we're not taking the Mickey. It's,
it's imitation, and imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Oh, it's art is for imitation.
Yes. Okay, here we go then. Unpopular. Okay, that
unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion, but I would say no. I'm not doing it.
No, just stop it, Jamie. Stop it already. Unpopular opinion, you see, but I would say that out of the selection, I would pick Sarah Jane. Purely because it was the show that introduced me to K9, the Whoniverse as a whole. It's the show that helped me bond with my elder brother when we weren't getting along, and now we're adults. We watch Doctor Who together on a weekly basis.
I just figured it out.
That's really nice, actually.
You sound like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Do I?
Yeah.
Right, isn't Doubtfire meant to be Irish?
Hello,
I'm Mrs. Doubtfire.
Fun side story actually regarding Mrs. Doubtfire. So my sister Abigail. I bought her an Indian takeaway, from Asda you get like meal for 2 Indian. So I said, take it home and cook it for your other half, but throw the packaging away and pass it off as your own food. I'm still waiting to hear how that goes.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's actually very heartwarming.
It is very nice, very nice.
Sarah Jane wasn't a good show, by the way, Amir, so
how Doctor Who and the Whoniverse as a whole brings people together, It's something, I know it's something that me and my mum both talk about when it's,
It sounds like a Christmas holiday special.
Oh. Okay, that was rubbish.
Okay, so we got another one from Sandra and in the NYC
from New York City. Let's see, can we do New York? Hey, I'm walking here.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a specific phrase for every single place, for our accents.
Yeah.
The size of a tangerine. That's Australian. I can't be Australian clearly.
Definitely.
Didgeridoo, that's Australian. But New York is here. I'm walking here. Oh, coffee, but you say coffee.
Coffee. Biscuit.
Coffee. I want a biscuit for my coffee. So sorry, Sandra.
Yeah. So sorry about Jamie and his, and his New York accent. There. Hey, I'm walking here. Torchwood final season, amazing. No. It was amazing. There, I said it. It was nice to have something directed at us Americans. Whilst we love the British, we also love our country, and we wish the BBC wouldn't leave us out. Class was amazing, but couldn't it have been set in the US classroom?
Right, Sandra, just the reason why Class wasn't set in the US classroom is because we didn't want every episode to end up with everyone being shot!
Alright. Jamie. We just lost our entire American audience. Apologies to it. to the entire of America there. Right, so I'd say that there are a good number of Doctor Who episodes that are set in America. There's a good number of
Matt Smith's Doctor was very American orientated.
Yeah,
well,
it was. There was a lot of America going on there.
He actually requested that a lot of his, but went to bloody Manhattan.
Yeah,
I mean, they filmed on Matt Smith's. What season was it?
Where else did the film? I think they filmed it a little bit in Washington, didn't they?
Yeah.
They filmed.
But it was looking for the oblong room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Didn't the film? It looked like they filmed somewhere like Arizona as well. Like when they were out in the desert with the
Susan with transgender horse.
No, the suit, the astronaut's suit.
Oh,
and River Song, is going to kill the Doctor.
It was so good.
It looked like Arizona, that, but
and they actually filmed on. But his seasons were the most American-orientated episodes, and that's probably why it was more popular. His seasons were more popular because Capaldi brought it more British again, didn't it?
Yeah,
but I
did they have a Capaldi episode that was set in the States?
Yes, they did.
Which one was it?
Wasn't that
Dr. Mysterio? The Return of Dr. Mysterio. Excellent
if
episode.
It was another one. You watched this series more recently.
I have actually finished it all now. I just finished off Bill's. I didn't watch Twice Upon a Time again because I had only watched it, a few months ago. So, but I did watch all of his, and I have as well just rewatched.
I'm always trying to figure out what my favourite Capaldi episode is. It changes all the time because there's so many great ones. I think like the one where they went to. I think it is. Yeah. Where they go to No Man's Land. It's teaching.
Oh, yeah, that's Twice Upon a Time.
Twice Upon a Time. Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah. It's such. That's probably such a nice. That's one of my favourite moments in history as a whole. It's like.
It's an interesting moment in history.
Two sides at war. It's Christmas time. They just want to stop fighting. It's like, and it's at that moment you realise they're not Germans. I mean, they're not British. We're people. Yeah. And everyone just won. I think that was just symbolism,
And then they went on the next day to kill each other in battle.
Actually, do you know how that story actually went?
No.
So we all got done for treason, and we killed our own troops, and we sent in new ones.
Very nice. Very nice.
An airstrike was ordered up. Yeah, it's very sad.
Wait, so one of the most heartwarming events in the World War was that.
Oh, it's very buried and it's surrounded by controversy. But I personally believe that
we just.
I refuse to believe that people would play football, share some drinks, Christmas Day, and then go back to killing each other the next day.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
I don't know anybody who would do that.
Well, no, I mean, orders are orders.
It isn't peace the thing that you'd want, Yeah. So, that was the poll. So, for next week's poll, I actually almost went with what the best showrunner of Doctor Who would be, but I looked through my old scripts, and that was actually the first ever poll we did on the show.
Yeah.
We will be revisiting old polls in the new year. Now that our audience has grown, I think we can get a bigger difference of opinion as well. And I think we're going to stop doing polls that aren't centred around Doctor Who.
Really?
I found that kind of took over the show at times.
Yeah, I suppose.
We'll do them every now and then, maybe, but mainly Doctor Who polls. But I have pretty much run out of
I think we have. Yeah, the thing is, if we include non-Doctor Who related
options, it's going to be really easy soon, because when the new series starts, all we have to do is the poll is 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars, 4 stars.
Well, you say soon, but it's not going to be soon. We're talking New Year before.
I think in one of your news sections you mentioned it was going to come around Easter time.
Yeah. Well, they're talking that there's going to be some sort of episode before the New Year's special or Christmas special. They don't, we don't know really what's going on in that.
I don't think they know either, really. So our newest poll is scariest Doctor Who enemy.
Scariest Doctor Who enemy.
Yeah. So what villain gave you the shivers in Doctor Who?
So
don't steal my answer. Or shall I go first? What do you think?
You go first.
Okay.
And I will.
So for me, the Vashta Narada was especially scary. A monster that doesn't hide in the shadows, but is a shadow. Devours your life, leaving behind just a skeleton. Where still we even take over your skeletal form for moments too after your death. Probably one of the scary episodes of Doctor Who, Silence in the Library, and was it A Death in the Library? I think.
Silence in the Library.
Forest of the Dead.
Yeah,
that was it. And also, I don't know what they're called, but the gas mask children in Doctor Who.
I actually watched this episode the day before yesterday, and I was slightly freaked out by it. I've rewatched the entire, because I finished Capaldi and then I went back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So I finished the first season of New Who, and they were horrific. And the scenes where the gas masks are starting to come out of their mouths,
for really good effects, considering 2005. This is BBC budgeting we're talking about.
Yeah, and the effects were excellent for the time. In that
episode, do you notice how they repaired the fence and metal just appeared out of nowhere?
Yeah,
when we were Sonic, and it was so weird.
Yeah.
So, have you had a bit of far on?
Yeah, I mean, when I initially saw the Silence, they were absolutely freaky to me.
Who?
The Silence.
Who were they?
Oh no. Where are they?
Hello and welcome to the first ever 25th episode of Whoniverse. Here with me, Jamie.
Me, Lewis. Okay, so what were we saying, Jamie? So something about what?
Hello, welcome to the first ever. So you're scariest villain in Doctor Who?
Yeah, I remember when I first saw the episode with the Silence. I thought they were freaky as hell. That you just couldn't remember them. It's sort of like an Alzheimer's perception filter. Like you forget as soon as you look away from them, you forget them.
It's like that feeling when you walk into a room and you
see something out of the corner of your eye.
No, what I was going to say was when you walk into a room and you forget what you walked in for.
Yeah.
It's like that's the science. I think that was the power between Moffat's storytelling. The villains he created for a show wasn't based on. The villains he created was based on superstition, like the monster under the bed. In the 11th hour, the monster that you can only see out the corner of your eye. The monster, when you walk into a room and can't remember what you walked in for, that's the Silence. He also created the Vashta Narada. It's like there is something creeping in the shadows.
Yeah, the Vashta Narada.
He was an evil man. Yeah.
He gave kids nightmares. Kids who watch Doctor Who got nightmares from those episodes.
Can't wait to give my kid nightmares with Doctor Who as well.
Your poor child. Hannah already watches Doctor Who. She loves it.
Wait until she's old enough to understand it a bit more.
Although she'd rather watch Peppa Pig. Yeah,
I've never seen Peppa Pig. So.
Yeah, well, you will become very acquainted with Peppa Pig in a year or two.
So would you say the silence for yours then?
Yeah, definitely say the silence.
Yeah.
I never saw the Daleks as something that was scary, you know, like I always thought the Daleks as sort of slightly a joke enemy, you know.
Yeah.
Although they are badass in their own right, you know. I never saw them as a freaky enemy. It's sort of something from the annals. I saw the Daleks as something from the annals of history of cheesy sci-fi, you know.
Well, I did actually take some suggestions from our dear listeners and to ask them what they found to be their scariest villains, and the common ones were Daleks, which is pretty typical.
Yeah.
The Silence and the Weeping Angels.
The Weeping Angels were pretty intense.
If you want, because you chose the Silence anyway, which coincidentally is a listener's choice as well.
Yeah. Put that in, definitely.
Yeah, and so we throw in Bashta Narada as well.
Bashta Narada.
I think Bashta Narada would actually come last because not a lot of people know that they're actually called the Bashta Narada. I think Tennant mentions their name once in the entire episode.
I think they're mentioned a couple of times in the episode, but yeah, I think I don't think there's another episode with a Bashta Narada in them in it. You know, like for such freaky and scary
I think
enemy.
that's why it's so freaky, because it wasn't overused. Yeah. Whereas the Silence was really scary at first, but then
it died down.
Up.
And they became more commonplace as they came along, and and then you find out that the Church of the Papal Mainframe. I love the Church of the Papal Mainframe. I want them to expand on that storyline. You know,
I really want in the next season for him to just. As much as I love standalone stories, I'd love it if they were sort of intermingled with one larger story arc. You know, like I'm completely happy with the Christmas special and New Year's special, whichever it is, be their own individual story, because it's supposed to be something heartwarming, something to watch with the kids on Christmas, you know, after Christmas dinner, you know, usually a pudding. But the main series, I want there to be one long story to get enthralled in. Like, I really want to be like, what's going to happen next week, rather than
then, oh right, next week is another storyline. Yeah,
Batman 66 had the right idea. They never showed a full story at once. They said, how will Batman get out of this conundrum? How next week? Same bad time, same bad channel. And every single episode would always end on a cliffhanger. And that's how I feel we should possibly end Doctor Who, because I need to. Well, I'm always excited to, you know, like Doctor Who. It's a rare treat at this point, but I really want there to be something excited about, like what is going to happen, what can possibly happen. Matt Smith's series had that. Tennant's didn't have that, but it did have an overarching storyline, and so did Capaldi's as well, for that matter. So I think that's it, really. Who do you think you'll win? Who do you think you'll win out of those? Daleks, just out of sheer popularity.
The Daleks are really popular. I don't think they're a scary monster, though. This is the thing.
I think it's going to be the Weeping Angels.
You think the Weeping Angels?
Yeah.
I mean, they are scarier, the angels. You know, you turn your back on them, they're chewing on your ear.
Random fact that I just know about the Weeping Angels is that they were first introduced on the 7th of June.
Yeah.
In 2007.
Okay.
I just know that.
Okay. Fun times.
Proper random fact. And it's in Blink, and I've never even seen the episode.
Yeah.
Still.
How have you not seen Blink?
Well, simple, right? So you know when it's on? I haven't watched it.
Did you blink?
Probably blink and you miss it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, because we did the theme song again.
Yeah.
We've now back up to an average of one theme song per episode.
Yeah, we got 2 theme songs.
We just retconned it. Yeah,
there we go.
So
just because you missed out on your theme song last week, people, we have decided to give you double. Yes, not just one, but 2 theme songs in this show.
Double D's.
We haven't mentioned the fact that Brian isn't here yet, I don't think.
No one cares about Brian.
Oh. Sorry, Brian.
Oh, so hang on. Let's take a step back. Why isn't Brian here?
I have no idea. Oh, he said something about his fiance.
I seem to remember saying we record on Thursdays because I write the script on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So he decided to do what?
Do it on Wednesday, and then we didn't manage to get it done yesterday, so Brian bombed it off a little bit earlier, and we went home.
Funny enough, right? I was just about to click the send button when I called. I had just left.
When I called you to say, it's off, he just left.
Okay. So it's on to our next section, Lewis.
Which is the Newbie and Who's Network.
Do you love that I listen to the old episodes and I got the correct title?
Well, I just let it slide. That's the thing. I just let it slide for
Sliders,
so long.
a brilliant time travel show, by the way.
It's not time travel. But it
is time travel in there.
No, well, very rarely, but it's more to do with alternate universes, the multiverse thingy. Multiverse theory, and we've had this discussion before, and I've told you this before, and you should know this, Jamie.
Is a show even well regarded?
I don't think it is, but I remember watching it as a kid. So there's a few things that like that just don't really crop up.
I remember loving Neverending Story 3 when I grew up and found out it's hated.
Here's something for you to watch when you it's about 10 episodes. Watch a show called Odyssey 5 if you can find it. Right,
okay.
It was British sci-fi. In the early 2000s, I'm going to say it might have been the late 90s. I watched it, and it was looking like it was going to be a really good story arc. It didn't survive after the first season. Just watch the first season and join me in my dismay that it didn't.
It's another Firefly, basically.
Well, it actually aired in the correct order, so you can't even say that's the reason it died. I think the reason it died is because with British sci-fi, it's either make or break first season. If they don't get the if they don't get the viewings, then you'll end up.
It's because we're a smaller island as well, so budgeting is tailored to that as well.
Yeah, and American sci-fi tends to be sold better than UK sci-fi. We don't tend to try and sell it outside the UK unless it gets a really good reception within the UK, where the Americans are very good at selling it abroad.
Well, it's all about streaming now as well. Anyway, back to topic.
Yep.
UV News Network.
Right, so a couple of bits of news or something like that, right? So this is something here that
don't regret giving your own subtopic.
Yeah, it's visual, and maybe Jamie can add some pictures to the YouTube.
So essentially, someone has painted a portrait of every single Doctor.
Yeah, so all of these portraits, they look really good. They're the Doctors in their trademark
Patrick
clothing.
Troughton looks very goofy, doesn't he?
He does. He always does, though. Is that a recorder he's got in his hand? It is.
I love how you print off his new sections on colour.
Yeah.
Using
for
our audio podcast.
Yeah, but I don't think it would have given it justice if it wasn't in colour, because there's a lot. It's very colourful.
Hang on a second. Can you hear the colour?
So they've all got their, the trademark clothing on. You've got Baker with his scarf. You've got the new Dr. Whittaker in her in a trench coat. It's
nice seeing some Doctors in colour as well.
It is, yeah, because you don't see Troughton and you don't see Hartnell in colour. And to see him in colour for the first time is kind of... Well, no, with Troughton you did see him in colour in the Five Doctors, actually. So, yeah. But yeah, the portraits are almost airbrushed, possibly airbrushed. You've got...
I think they look very sharp.
Yeah, you've got Hartnell looking very regal, holding his lapels.
Eccleston's looks like an actual photo rather than a painting.
It does, yeah. I think there's a couple like that. I think
Peter Davison's as well.
Peter Davison, yeah, it looks like a photo as well. Capaldi looks serious, maybe bemused in some sense.
But it looks very one-dimensional as well. I think.
He does, yeah. But
whereas I've forgotten what his name is.
Pertwee.
Yes,
John Pertwee.
John Pertwee. I was thinking it was his son Sean Pertwee. But he looks... That's probably the worst one.
He looks like
an onion
Beethoven.
An onion that's been left out in the sun for too long.
I was going with Beethoven, but yeah.
Same difference.
Yeah, an onion that's been left out in the sun too long.
I mean, unlike Beethoven, he wasn't played by a dog in his movie.
We're so sorry to Sean Pertwee, who recently celebrated 100 years since.
Oh, what did he do for 100 years, Lewis?
Oh, they did a radio show, didn't they?
His son
did the radio
took up the mantle of a doctor. There are pictures on that. You've not seen them?
Yeah.
There's pictures online, yeah.
Right. Okay. So there are larger images of each one on the inside if you want to. I don't think
Is this on the BBC website?
No.
The Doctor Who Doctor Who site.co.uk/new -portraits -of -all -13 -doctors -revealed /
Okay. Yeah.
Head to tipper.
That one. Yeah. The Colin Baker picture looks very smug. It's very smug about himself.
Most doctors are. I like John Hurts as well. He looks very...
Yeah, he looks very tortured, doesn't he, Hurts Doctor? He did well, you know, he was dealing with the role. Matt Smith looks very...
You know, with Matt Smith, whenever someone takes a photo of Matt Smith, you have to account for the extra memory his forehead's going to take.
Definitely, that is a forehead. It really is, Matt. If somehow
I could iron my shirt on that.
If somehow Matt Smith is listening to this podcast right now,
we're burning all our possible future guests now as well.
You know your forehead is huge. You know it's your one of your distinguishing features. Come and do a little section on the show. We'll discuss your forehead some more.
Don't think he wants to.
All right, so
he can visit his forehead anyway, otherwise known as State of Arizona.
So if you do want to see these pictures, you can get them on the Doctor website, doctorwhosite.co.uk. I'm sure you can navigate it yourself, and we don't have to put all the forward slashes and hyphens in to get there.
Well, you can just rewind it. And
what would you just the last one on this one, Jamie? What would you say is your favourite of the portraits?
Paul McGann.
Paul McGann.
Yeah.
Why would you say Paul McGann?
I just think the detail in there looks really good.
He's got a lot of detail, but he looks like Paul McGann's Doctor. You know, he looks like like a bit of a hobo.
Yes. Also, does John Hurts?
Oh yeah, John Hurts looks like looks like British hobo, where he looks like American hobo.
Yeah, I think it looked great. I'd say Paul McGann's costume is the last loopy costume.
Yeah. John Hurt looks like he's been living under a bridge in Leeds for the last 10 years, where Paul McGann looks like he may have been smoking a crack pipe in in Detroit.
John Hurt looks like he's going to ask me for change. And
he does, yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. I mean, it's not really strictly news, but basically, one of my friends had plucked this one out for me and decided to roll with it. It's Douglas Adams. We all know how much Douglas Adams would write for BBC and Doctor Who.
My favorite, one of my favourite short stories is a Douglas Adams story. Can I tell it?
Yeah, you.
Okay, I'm going to tell it from my perspective. So there I was at a train station going home. Buy myself a pack of biscuits and a coffee. Let's get my train, minding your own business, as you do. You got my train, I got a fine table, little kiosk to myself. Very happy. And another chap comes and sits opposite me. Now, on my table are my biscuits. And he opens them. Now, me being the polite chap, I gesture, he's already opened them, in for the penny, in for the pound. Have a biscuit. Doesn't even look at me, just takes a biscuit. So I take a biscuit. I'm not going to lose out on biscuits. But he takes a biscuit. Now I'm dipping biscuits into my tea faster and faster because I don't want to miss out. I want to lose out on my biscuits. So anyway, the pack of biscuits it empties, and we both go our separate ways. I finally get home. Empty my bag. Take out my work folder, my laptop, and everything. And there inside is my packet of biscuits.
That is excellent, actually. That's actually a Douglas Adams story.
Yeah.
So everything that the main character in the story is thinking is actually a reflection of what the other guy must have been thinking.
So he's probably gone home thinking, can you believe some prat was eating my biscuits? That's one of my favourite short stories.
That is brilliant. What's it called?
I don't know.
I'm going to look for that. And
it's a really good one, isn't
version. It is, yeah. It's really good. It is. So this, anyway, it's an interesting one because Douglas Adams actually wrote. We all know, like, one of his most famous works is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Really? What's that?
Shut up, Jamie. You know. And the third book, the third book in the 5th volume of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is called Life, the Universe and Everything. Now, Life, the Universe and Everything was originally written as a Doctor Who serial. It was a Doctor Who serial. The story was originally outlined by Dr. Adam, by Adams as Doctor Who and the Cricket Men, to be a Tom Baker.
I own that.
Who television 6-part series. It was actually adapted into a book as well.
I own that book.
You got it. And
it was a Hogwash question. You got it wrong.
Did I? Well, I don't know. Did I? Because every time you mention Whoniverse or Hogwash, I always got it wrong, and I'm sure I got some of those answers right.
It's just happened. The ones you bring up, you got wrong. I can look it up, and you can go back to the episode.
It was going to be a 6-part story, but it was rejected by the BBC. And he later considered it for a plot line in Hitchhiker's Guide, which was going to be adapted to the second TV series. We all know the 1970s series of Hitchhiker's Guide, brilliant series, by the way.
I never saw the TV series, by the way.
Did you not?
I only ever saw the film, and I, contrary to popular opinion, I loved the film. So I thought it was great. I got a lot of laughs. It was my introduction to Martin Freeman. Watch
the 1970s TV series. It's a 6-parter. It's excellent. It's very done on the cheap, but a lot of sci-fi back then was.
Would you say that Hitchhikers is one of those shows that are ripe for a reimagining? Like, not like a full like sticking to the source material, but something bring it into the new age.
What do you mean, like a movie? Like,
no, like a
2004?
Like a TV series.
Oh, TV series, yeah, brilliant. There's a lot of material there that you could use. You know, it's not just the what was used in the original 1970s TV series, but there's a lot more. You know, that you could put into it as well. Douglas Adams is wild and wacky imagination, you know, that comes through in all of that.
I've written 3 books.
So
allegedly.
So the second it was considered for the second TV series of Hitchhiker's Guide, but it was never commissioned. There we go. So interesting. Thanks for that information, by the way.
Han Solo.
Wait, that's Pink Panther. What's Han Solo's theme music? Can we use it?
It doesn't have a theme song.
How doesn't Han Solo? He's like one of the main characters, isn't he?
Yeah, but it doesn't have... Not everyone in Star Wars has a theme song.
Sure you do.
Right, Darth Vader doesn't even have a theme song. People
do.
I don't know what that is. I mean, everyone always thinks like dun 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 dun.
What's that?
Bum 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 dun 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 dun. Everyone thinks that's Darth Vader's theme song, but it's not. It's just the Imperial March, and it just so happens he was walking in the room at the time.
So there is a lot of information about this book on Wikipedia, but we won't go into it any further because hey, I think that covers it.
Is that the news?
That's the news.
That is the news. Unfortunately, we've got no history lesson today.
Did you not watch it? Because we could discuss it if you watched it.
What?
Day of the Daleks. Was that not what we were watching? Day of the Daleks?
He didn't bring it in. I haven't been here. I've been here for him to give it to me.
I forget you don't want to illegally download things or watch things.
Sorry for being legit. So,
well, you're just lame, Jamie, lame. Look how you're lamey.
So unfortunately, there's no Who's
Or
Your
maybe
Lesson,
Jamie.
but we do have Gallifrey and Gabble, where you, the listeners, can write in with your questions or emails or just general thoughts.
Wait, and have we had any general thoughts, listeners' email?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 emails!
Wait, is that last one from you?
We'll come to that. Anyway, so we're not going to do any accents to this one.
No, just because you don't want me to do the Jamie accent.
No,
Okay.
that's because listeners have written in. We'll just
we'll just.
So we got. I'll read the first one if you want. We got the first one from Rebecca Collins.
Yeah.
Hi.
Can you feel it coming in the air tonight?
What?
Collins.
Oh. Hi. I've been listening for the last few weeks and hear a lot about this fabled Whoniverse or Hogwash. I can't wait for it to come back so I can play along in the car. Firstly, you shouldn't play Whoniverse or Hogwash in the car. It's very dangerous.
It is one of those things that you need to be quietly reserved about. You can't play it in there.
It's a very serious game. It requires a lot of attention. And I don't want you to take away the attention from the road. You should pull over and play Whoniverse or Hogwash.
Yeah.
The section will be making a return soon, as we currently are going through some teething in terms of scheduling, Brian. Hopefully Whoniverse or Hogwash will be back to regular scheduling soon.
If you do want to, in the meantime, have a taste of what Whoniverse or Hogwash is all about, then do listen to a few of our older shows. You get the gist.
Yeah. Speaking of which, in regards to like some old shows and stuff, Brian mentioned he was going to do. You and him were going to do a Desert Island Doctor Who episodes. What happened with that?
Yeah, I started doing my list, but I figured that we're not all about. So
I just figured, when we do our two-way shows, so when it was you and Brian, he'd do you one episode and you do him another episode. So you'd get his list one episode, and then he'd get your list another episode. So you don't do both your lists in the same episode.
No,
so you got you got more content that way. And then one day we'll do ours.
I'm still working on my list.
So it's work on it, and we'll come back and we'll do them in the future. And at least when if anything happens where no one's available, there's immediately content to be had. So we got another one from Abigail Brishwart.
Right. So if let's see, if Brian was on the ball, he would have planned history according to episode numbers. Where is the 25th anniversary episode review?
Now, Brian is actually here, and he has a couple of words. Why, I'm not very smart. I'm a historian by name, but not by nature.
Why does Brian sound like a Londoner?
I don't know. I dress how I look, and I sound how I see.
How do you do a Manc accent? I don't know how to do a Mancunian accent because it's too similar to our own accent.
Yeah, I can't really think ahead like that. To be fair, Abigail, that's a really good idea, and I wish I'd thought of it.
Try sounding like the Gallagher brothers. Go on.
I don't know how to do that. I went for Jack Nicholson.
No, I can't do it myself. I have no.
Abigail, that's a really bloody good point.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully Brian's listening, and he will maybe tailor future episodes.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, I'd say that's on Brian there for maybe not putting enough thought into his own section.
JB! I just read the next comment. Can I read this?
So we got another comment, another email from Jessica Hubert.
Hi, Jessica Hubert. I like waffles too, Jamie. Though not on your level.
Yeah. Thanks for telling that story to our listeners, by the way.
Yeah, I think they enjoyed that story, I honestly thought you would edit that out, but you didn't. I don't think you listened to it before you.
No, I do.
There was no editing. I think you had a bit too much on, and you didn't edit it at all. You just put it up because there was a little bit at the end of the episode where I was fumbling around trying to turn the microphone.
I thought it was really funny, so
I did you?
Yeah. No, I always leave in stuff because I think I don't want the show to be too professional. I think when I get the mics and I get a bit of production, it's going to be a bit more like polished. So but I think for year zero, it's a bit crazy. It's good.
So for Jessica Hubert and every one of our listeners out there, Jamie has just confirmed that story was in fact correct.
I could have denied it.
He could have denied it, but he didn't. Because he likes waffles.
I do like waffles. Oh, we need to go for Waffle Wednesday.
We do, yeah. We keep going on about Waffle Wednesday. You know those waffles over there? They're insane.
I know.
They're just chocolatey. And
can't wait to turn them into poo.
Jamie, man.
What? But it's nature, man. That's what happens. Shall we go for waffles next Wednesday?
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Bring Layla. Invite Layla.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, my missus can't come.
She's got new.
Bring Layla. You can invite her along.
Yeah, I'll bring Hannah as well.
Yeah.
Because leaving Hannah at home.
Leave Hannah by herself.
Leaving an almost 2-year-old at home is probably the wrong move to make.
So
the last comment, it's from Jamie Watson. I wonder who Jamie Watson is.
It's not me.
Yeah, right, okay. Last week's episode of Whoniverse was horrible. I hated the impression Lewis did. Wait, let me get into character for this.
It says the interpretation, by the way. I have a
interpretation, okay.
There's no THs in here anyway, you'll notice.
All right. Last week's episode of Whoniverse was horrible. I hate the impression Lewis did of Jamie. Wait. I hate the interpretation Lewis did of Jamie was horrible. That's wrong, Jamie. You're really bad at this, and not in keeping with the tone of the show. I feel we're all due a massive apology. You didn't even do the theme tune. I will not apologise to you, Jamie, for doing an impression of you. Why? Because I thought it was funny as hell.
Okay, read it again, man. This time, you're not allowed to move your tongue from your lower lip.
I don't know what you're going to do. Last week, the episode of Whoniverse was horrible. I hate the impression. I can't do it, Jamie, sorry.
It's alright. Last week's episode of Whoniverse was horrible. I hated the interpretation Lewis did of Jamie and was not in keeping with the tone of the show. I feel we're all due a massive apology. You didn't even do the theme tune.
Okay, so this is Jamie emailing himself to tell me he wasn't impressed with my impression of him.
I didn't actually email myself. I just wrote it into the script.
Yeah, no, but I like to think that you emailed yourself.
You think I'm that kind of person?
Yeah, exactly.
So, remember, Gallifrey Gabbett, you can always write in with your questions, thoughts, and just general. If you've got any suggestions for topics in the future, send them in. If you've got an idea for a poll in the future, let us know. If you've got a comment on any of our polls, do email us.
If you want to insult Jamie, myself, or Brian, then please email us with that as well. It might make the show.
You're not restricted to just email. You can also go on our Twitter, which is at I forgot. It's because I forgot what I changed it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Which is Whoniverse Show. At Whoniverse Show on Twitter, and our DMs are open, so you don't have to follow us to send us a message. Yeah. Do you want to? What's our email address, Lewis? So you can get it right this time.
Our email address is thewhoniverseshow@gmail.com.
Well done. And you can also follow Lewis in real life if you want to.
Please don't. We've been over this before. Please don't follow me.
Yeah, take pictures.
Honestly.
If you get his picture, if you catch the light perfect in the back of his head, you can see to hell itself.
Okay.
Zip Farm, thank you for making our logo absolutely beautiful.
Excellent.
Don't know what you're doing over there, but keep doing it. Keep sucking on those zits.
Is our logo made of zit juice?
Apparently, if you zoom right in, each zit has been filled with just a smidgen of food colouring.
Yeah.
And if it just zits.
Yeah, you could pop the whole thing then, potentially.
Yeah. You can follow me at Watson's Musings.
Follow me at Lewis Elbrook 14.
Yeah, you can listen to our podcast on YouTube.
There's also Brian.
SoundCloud, and who cares about Brian? What's his name? Beach 007.
Beach 007, I believe it is.
And you can also listen to us on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes and leave a review letting us know what you think. And if there's any way we can improve, we could have got 5 stars. Please don't ruin that. And,
I'll ruin it. It's totally up to you.
You've been listening to Whovie and Whoniverse. Have a week! Stop stealing my catchphrase.